So it's right. So I believe there's some errors with our audio there. They should be sorted now in terms of those problems. So I do apologise for that. While you've not been here, the Steels are leading 1-0 here. Yeah. So sorry about those technical issues that have been affected in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this one. It Steels 1-0 to Hebburn and still looking good in this one, though Hebburn having a good passage of play at the moment. Just being knocked down the left-hand side here. Ball going to be blocked by Ifya Fabu there, and Fabu's going to carry it away. We will try and read through the teams again for you that are listening at home and now we're not able to hear these first 13 minutes of this. As FFO has closed that down, Fabu's free on the right-hand side. Fabu's charging, he's broken into the box. He's just been trying to put the ball in, and it's just been blocked slightly, and that's allowed Newbrook to get it. So yes, just so to let you know, the teams are Ben Townsend's in goal for the Steels, then it's Bailey Ty Baker, Jack Tinker, Keegan Townrow, Charlie Oglesby, Lewis McCaskill, Curtis Turner, Ross Goodwin, Luke Rawson, Thomas Willifier Faber, Puwal's just got it on the right wing in a dangerous position. Will stop the teams while this is happening. Puwal is just been forced backwards here for now by Oglesby, and then McCaskill's got him with a bit of tackle, but it's still there. Back heel gives it to Devitt on the byline. Good looking cross in, blocked by Goodwin. Back to Devitt though on the right hand side. He's going to allow it to go for a throw in there. Yeah. So it's Hebburn. So just let you know the Hebburn team: Sean Newbrook in goal, Thomas Devitt, Daniel Groves, Sean Reid, Jack Donaghy, Wayne Phillips, Jake Hackett, Robbie Spence, Amar Puwal, Oliver Martin, and Liam Murray. They're just a good ball coming in from Hebburn, but it's been collected by Townsend. The goal scorer today was Luke Rawson. Fantastic efforts from him. Some great build-up play from him. It was an individual effort, and he was, well, absolutely brilliant, Rawson. Probably the best moment we've seen from Rawson during his time here at Stocksbridge. Townsend sending it long, going to be headed away by Donaghy, but it's going to go back for Townround, who's going to knock it forward. McCaskill's going to look to chase it, but he's just going to bounce out to be a throw-in. We are 15 minutes gone in this game. It is 1-0 to the Steels. We have Luke Rawson scoring a goal on the 6th minute. Ball going down the line. Poole gets a header, but it only goes backwards. Poole heads it into midfield, but Goodwin collects it, passes it back to Townroad, who's going to look to get it to the right wing. Fabu is the one jetting it. He takes the touch backwards, passes it back to Baker. Baker takes the touch, sending it long. Goodwin on the overlap, going to try and chase it down. He's not got the pace on it to really cause Donaghy problems, who leaves it to go out for a goal kick. So back with Newbrook now. Who's going to send it long here? Goodwin chose up there, but it's hit one by Heather. Only back to Tink, who's sent it long. And Faye was going to try to cause the problem, but Groves just boots that away. And only back to Goodwin, who heads on to Rawson. He's looked for Fabu, but key block and clearance from Groves. Throwing to the Steels on the halfway line now. Back here for Baker to take the throw-in. Throwing going down the line. Goodwin heads it on. Faber's going to pay chase, but Hebburn now is clearing up without much trouble. It's only back to Turner. Turner's just been forced a bit off his path. Tinker was offering as an option there. Said Turner's going to overlap and find Baker coming forward. Baker's going to put the pass through, looking for Faber. Faber with a clever little run. Got some space, and the sliding challenge touches it out. It's a corner kick to the Steels. The Stockbridge's first corner of the game, as they'll look to try and double their lead here. Poole going over to take it. Obviously, Stockbridge did score from a corner last week. It was the opposite side. It's the right-hand side here that's been taken here, where we will see one of Poole's outswinging corners. It goes very high into the air. Oglesby hangs up. Can't get it anywhere. Back to a Fabu. Slices it with the right foot there and puts it out for a goal kick, when it still remained quite dangerous there. Goal tally back in the Northern Premier League East. Glenn Butterworth has equalised for Stockton. They're now 1-1 against Grimsby Borough. Stockton have have already sealed their place in the playoffs now. As results stand, just so you know, as results stand, both Stocksbridge and Hebburn would seal their place in the playoffs at the moment. As Pure comes back deep to head back, but only goes to a favour who takes a good little touch. Looks forward to Rawson, who is tackled away from him, and it's going to be a few put in, and no foul given for either side, and eventually Hebburn have harassed into clearing it out of play. Tinker moving on to take it quickly, but then Tinker thinks differently to it. Just so you know, Sheffield Wednesday, with the other results standing, are going to move down to third in the table. They need to win against Burton today. McCaskill here got some control there. Some good play. McCaskill looks to a Fabu who takes the touch, looking to turn a Fabu, but knocked away at the last moment. And then it's back in the midfield for Hebburn, but blocked by Turner. McCaskill gets in there, looks at the foul, gets the foul. Oh, dangerous free kick for Thomas Poole to take now. I would say this is a bit too far for him, but I think this is in a very, very similar position to where he scored last week. Building up the anticipation. So who knows what Poole's in? I think he will look for the cross this time. So we'll see what Poole looking for one of the big men in the box. Poole looks for far end. Townrow's going to head it across, and it's it. Flag is up. For a second, I thought Keegan Townrow got his first off score. The offside flag's up. That is a disappointing one because you should never be offside from a set piece, in my opinion, because you can see the line clearly. But in the end, that's what the linesman decision. It's a let off for Stockton. It's a very narrow decision at the very least. I can't see enough of it to tell you that the linesman was wrong, but just thought that maybe that Stockton a double lead. Now Hebburn are going up the opposite end, and they might break through here with Pawal. Pawal's just going down the edge side. I think in his initial opportunity he's gone, but he's going to try and see if he can create another one as it goes to Martin, puts the cross on. Turner takes the touch, and Turner is going to clear it as it gets to his own byline, frame for Hebburn on the opposite side. Hebburn trying to take advantage of maybe just a steel side that was in celebration mode then for a second. Ball here going to go through, and it's just in the midfield now, but with Phillips at the moment, who's just going to lay it off here to Reed. Pass it back into centre back now for Donaghy, who's taking a few steps forward. One touch pass now into the box. Oakley heads it away, and it was Hackett who almost got onto that header. Going to be a throw into the Steels, though, on that right-hand side. So the goal, another goal told about no penalties. Jack Boyle is giving Brighouse the lead against Consett there. Brighouse now looking to be comfortable in mid-table. As a few decisions will be made in that relegation battle today. Anyway, down on the left-hand side with Groves to take. Groves throws it inwards to Martin, who's going to pass it back to Reed, and it's a poor one. Going to go back now to the goalkeeper. The Steels fans, they are really urging their players to close down more because there's some loose passing from Hebburn as Poole touched this one on. Only back to Devitt, though, and he gives it to Spencer, who's on the right-hand side. He's going to try and get it cross-field, looking for Martin. He's going to head it back, looking for Purewell. Purewell gets a touch. Townsend has to juggle, but Townsend collects it in the end. Sheffield Wednesday are 1-0 behind against Burton. Sheffield Wednesday are now looking like they may well be in the playoffs. They're going to need to fight. Townsend sending it along, looking for Rawson, who heads it back to, but only to Poole. Turner takes a touch now, and he's going to look to get it to a Fabu. Fabu's a poor touch. It goes behind him, and it's going to be collected by Ollie Martin. Does seem to get everywhere, Ollie Martin. His fitness must be incredible if he can do this for the full 90 minutes. Ball and goes into the, well, Hebburn midfield. They're going to send one for Purewell to try and chase. Purewell does get a touch. It's over the top, and it's well over the top of the bar. He's looking to try and lob an on-rush in Townsend. It's Heburn's first opportunity, and it's going to be a goal kick here. So back now for Townsend to take this. Townsend just taking his time with it as we are currently 22 minutes into this game. Steels leading 1-0. They've also had a goal disallowed from Keegan Townrow for offside. I mean, we've Didn't see enough to see if that was the right decision as Spence gets the first header onto that, but Faber's going to get the first touch onto that header and he's going to turn well and he looks to break loose. He's been harassed by Groves and he's took a bit of trickering and Groves going to block him off, but Faber is the one who's committed the foul as he tries to barge his way through. Free kick on the left-hand side here for Hebburn. As it's just with Groves to take here, the Hebburn looking to fight back into this. Ball going long. Baker will head that back away. Well, Rawson going to get the first touch, looking to turn well in from Donaghy, but Rawson's managed to keep it, and Rawson's going to send it long and charge out. It's blocked, so it's going to be a throw-in about 5 yards into the Hebburn half. And it's just with Baker now. Baker throwing it down the line. Going to be headed backwards by Hebburn. Rawson fighting for it, but Faber's going to head it on. Paul's trying to go for the spectacular, and that one's hit the corner terrace as he's feeling a bit confident after that effort on Monday afternoon, and he was trying to see if he could do something similar there. It was always rising, that one. So it's just back here for Newbrook to take. Newbrook just take in his own time with it as well. Sending it long here. Goodwin heads it back to Rawson and he just loses that battle with Donaghy. Hebburn clear it up. Purewater has it, heads it, tried to head it back, but Turner's going and robbed it. Turner's not too long to Poole, who flicks it on for McCaskill, touches it on. Rawson's going to try and chase this down with Reid, and Reid's going to head it backwards here to Newbrook. Rawson causing a few problems in this Hebburn defence right now. And Rawson just sort of staying up there. So try and get in the ear of Newbrook, I think, as Newbrook is going to send this one long. Pual heads it on back to Tinker, who's going to head it right back. Pual wins that second header. Appeal for a handball is given. Turner having his arm raised there. And it's going to be a free kick for Dunstan, an opportunity for them to get the ball into the box. So this is where Seals will have to be wary. Wade Phillips, the captain, is the man standing over it. Looking like he's going to try and hit this one left-footed. Yeah, so he's sent plenty of men forward, and he is going to knock it lot forward. It's a diagonal ball, looks dangerous. Who's headed onto it? Back to number 8. Hits it, comes off the top of the bar after a save from Townsend. There's, I think, some further may have crossed the line, but instead it's a stunning save from Ben Townsend. And from Robbie Spence there, a volley inside the box that he teed up for himself. It hit the bar, and Townsend had touched it away, and the Steels have given a massive let-off. And Castle trying to get the counter-attack, trying to get the beat pace of Phillips. Phillips has just gone down to get it. Somehow, Phillips has gone down through his own steam, and then he's got it. Got to. And the way Phillips is having a little chunter to the referee as if he's not just looked out and done a nice little trick on the referee, a veteran trick. So Hebburn will clear after their biggest opportunity so far. Pure Chester and Tamro goes in 2 physically, and that's not given. And that's probably what should have been given, in fairness. No, with Hackett now, he's going to send it long, and Townsend's chasing out for it, and he's going to collect it with Pual again. Pual did get a knock onto it, actually, and Townsend's able to get it anyway. Well, we had a bit of... The crowd would have been roused into life here. After a couple of incidents, Heburn's biggest chance of the game, where they thought it had gone in. I thought it had gone in for a second then. And it's headed on, and McCaskill's going to chase onto his header backwards. McCaskill might win. He's giving a little shove. He may have earned the penalty. He tried to put the cross in, but it's weak. He hasn't got... McCaskill had not got any balance onto it and was able to get the ball in with any power. Oaksby heads that clearance away. Goodwin's going to fight for that ball, which it knocks off to Murray. Murray knocks it forward here. It's on the right wing for Hebburn as they pass it back to Devitt. Devitt taking the touch, and he's going to... I think he may have got Rawson there a bit, but it still gets to its man downwards, and it's Poole who got in with a tackle before it eventually goes to Turner, who's cleared out for Faber to chase, but it's a header back, and both for Faber and McCaskill should be chasing onto because a lot of these Hebburn passes are just going a bit short, and I think if the Steels press a bit harder, they might be able to take advantage of some of this, and they have done when they have. Newbrook sends another one long. Goodwin's going to look to get the header on. He does, but it only goes back to Hackett, who sends a big high ball for Pual to head back here to Murray. Appeals for a free kick. Not given. Daniel Moore not happy on the bench there as it goes to Poole here. Poole takes a little touch to Rawson, back to Poole. Poole takes another touch. Back to Goodwin here, who slices his path, but it's actually a good room for Turner. Turner's had to turn a bit out of trouble. Phillips in, trips in, free kick to the Steels. Hebburn not happy about that one. I think the referee has officially made himself a target. Though I think that was a foul. It was a trip on him. Goal for Sheffield Wednesday. They've equalised through Callum Patterson. And now the Steels have an opportunity. Actually, I think it's too bit central to put a good ball in. It's one of those where Turner's probably going to try and hang it up into the air. But what's crucial for the Steels is that they can see that they have some success in the air against Hebburn so far, is to stay on side. Ball going high up in, but headed away by Hebburn this time. And it's going to be Hackett who tries to turn this into a counter-attack. He's trying to stop him here. And instead the ball goes loose to a Faber. Now Turner going to see if he can turn this into an attack here. Turner here. Puts through to Rawson. Rawson's looking to turn. Lays off to Goodwin. Goodwin lays back to Rawson. Rawson takes a shot. It's blocked. And then back with Phillips, who is going to take a few touches before passing it back to Groves. And Groves is going to back forward. But only back to Turner here. And he's put Hebburn under some pressure here. Back to a Fabu. Fabu taking a touch. Putting the ball in. And Rawson was there but headed away. Turner's going to look to collect that midfield. Touches it away from Pillwell. It's gone back into a right position, but Baker's not there. Townro's having to chase it down. He does, and he passes it back to Townsend, who is going to knock that one forward and long. Try to set it away, but it's now back here for Murray on the right-hand side. Murray is charging forward. Well tackled by Turner, who is looking immediately for McCaskill's run. It's a great pass from Turner. McCaskill just gets it before it goes out. He's going one-on-one with Devitt here. McCaskill putting the ball in. It's behind everyone and cleared away. Hey. Barnsley have gone 2-0 up to against Forest Green as Powell touches it back onto the right-hand side here. Back here for Spence, who's carrying it forward at the moment. Looking to get it cross-field, but Goodwin sliding challenge stops that. Turner just falls a bit as he gets it, but he gets it to Baker despite that. Baker's going to carry this one forward. He's got a few options in front of him. He's going to clip it long, but no one's really there. It's going to go back to Newbrook. A bit of momentum with the Steels side at the moment. 30 minutes gone. And a goal to tell you about that is very important. Long Eaton have taken a 1-goal lead against Pontefract. Luke Cox has scored there. And there's just a bit of a stoppage. I think one of the Hebburn players is down here. It looks like it might be Donaghy, who's struggling. And we are going to see the Hebburn physio go on. Do apologise if you're hearing some industrial language, is the radio term. Some passionate fans here today from both the Stocksbridge and Hebburn faithful as we get to the crunch part of the year. So Jack Donaghy down with some treatment at the moment. So we're just going to say hello to everyone in the comments. Thank you for telling me about the sound problems. I don't hear the sound, so obviously thanks to that I was able to get it. Thank you, Andy Nightingale, for the very sarcastic comment too. Thank you. But seeing Stuart Dawson and Ian Sutton and JB all listening at the moment, as well as Andy Nightingale. Thank you. Do comment on our live chat, and we will try and shout you out during it. We even welcome Hebburn fans if you are listening from the northeast today. Give us a YI and be stereotypical for us, because we do enjoy it when you fail your stereotypes, even though not everyone says it up there. We know that. And tell us how good ham and peas pudding is as well. Peas pudding, because I enjoyed it when I was up there last time I was in Hebburn. Donaghy is back up to his feet now. He will have to head to the sidelines for a bit, but he looks like he will be able to return to play. Otherwise, we might see an early entry of the Hebburn manager, Daniel Moore, who is on the bench today and has played centre-back for them quite regularly over the last few weeks. It is a throw in here for Baker to take. Baker throwing it down the line, but going to be headed away immediately by Hebburn. Phillips, pull past to Phillips, and Rawson's just charged down the clearance. McCaskill's going to try and cause a problem with his bounce, and it's just about punched away by Newbrook. Feels like it may have been outside the box. It's not given. I think it was just on the line with myself, as Purewell has it on the halfway line. He's forced backwards here for not long. Turner tried to block it off, it can't, but it just goes back to Townrow. Takes the touch, he's been charged down by Martin. Townrow's clearance is poor as a result. And Murray collects on the left wing, and Murray's going to try and run at his full-back here. Baker covering in, takes the pass and trying to rolls out really well, taking the shot, but it's well over. He was seeing his name in lights and a potential spectacular effort there. So still 1-0 Steels here with 33 minutes gone in this game. Back now for Townsend to take this goal kick. So ball going long. A Fabu tried to head it on, but it's going to go back into full back now for Hebburn, and it's just with Murray on the left wing, gets the beating of Baker there, and Turner and Goodwin come in to help, and Townrow is now able to clear it. Just like for Donahue, who is able to kick it away, and he did look at Winston a bit, just as noticeably. It's back with the Stocksbridge defence, but they just give it back to the midfield, but it's a poor touch, and gives it to Poole, and Poole's look for the run of Fabu. McCaskill just got taken down by Devitt out of the side to the referee, by the way. McCaskill always seems to get in the walls, whatever fullback he's up against. As Ogley just heads that long ball forward, it's just going to go back for Hackett here. Knock it long here. Murray's going to pay chase. Baker looks to have it covered. He's going to allow that to bounce though, and we'll try and get the throw in. Instead, Baker has to take a touch and keep it in play. Takes it to Goodwin, who's closed down and loses the ball to Hebburn. They get the ball through here to Martin, who takes a touch sideways. Immediately closed down. He's forced to pass it back to Phillips. Phillips here spreads it onto the left-hand side. Ball going in. Townrow misses the clearance. Can only chest it behind him though, and it's going to be cleared away. Faber wins the header, but it's only going back to Hebburn midfield. Some pressure from Hebburn at the moment with Spence. Spread out to the left-hand side here. Sideway pass going to Spence. Spence just evades the tackle of Poole, puts the ball through to Kawar. Kawar falls past, and it goes to Phillips. Just some good passing from Hebburn here as they probe. Cross going in, but very heavy, very poor, and it's out for a goal kick. So 1-0 to the Steel so far, with 34 minutes gone in this game. And it's back now with Townsend. Even though we're 1-0, Ian Richards still looked a bit frustrated with things at the moment. I think he's seen that maybe if Steels can just sort a few things out, they could easily go and double the lead. It was a linesman flag which denied them a second earlier on. Poor kick from Townsend there. It's immediately headed back by Hebburn, but it's only going to be headed out of play for a throw-in, but in front of the Presto advertising hoarding, one of our new advertisers. Please do get in touch with Roger Gissing on rpg.sps@mail.com if you wish to sponsor us as in any sort of form here. Steels are just giving away a free kick in the corner of the half. Obviously, we do want to see some more advertising hoardings go on that opposite side for next season. So come on, get in touch. If you're an owner of a business, I'll even shout your business out every so often. Anyway, ball is going to go in the box here. Hebburn going a big long one on, headed away by Turner. Only go to the edge area for Murray, who puts a slice ball in. It's uphill while trying to finish it. It's an absolute melee in the box before Baker's clears it, but it's blocked and back with Baker. Baker gets another clearance. I think it's come off a Hebburn man as well. It's going to be a Steel's throw-in. In the relegation battle, there's another crucial goal. Shildon are losing 1-0. Benny Nuluvu, I can't pronounce that one. Thank God we're not facing Sheffield again. And for until next season, has scored 1-0 to Sheffield FC. You'd think having seen a player with the same name for United as a youngster would have taught me how to say that one, but no. Back with Turner here, who's going to send it long. I think McCaskill may just be offside there as he chases it down. It's not going to matter because they're able to clear it, Hebburn. Pual's going to try and collect on the right wing here. He's got a good first touch, being challenged by Oglesby, and Oglesby's going to win that battle. Charge forward, Oglesby. Takes a touch here to Rawson, gets a push. McCaskill definitely gets pushed. And Oglesby's charging forward here. He's on the left wing. He's going to have to look for a Fabu. Looks for it. It's just behind a Fabu. Who? Turner's going to look to clear the right way a bit too far. It's going to be a throw in the far inside. And it's Oglesby who's he'll be getting hypothermia that far up the pitch. Oglesby charging forward like he's the left-hand side of a free. Very rare venture forward for Oglesby other than corners. And it was actually a quality ball. It was just a bit behind if you're Fabu there. As it's just bounced ready for a Fabu, but Fabu's just done a slight push and has been penalised for it here. Barnsley have gone 3-0 up against Forest Green. Norwood, their latest scorer. Barnsley in the season in great form here. As the ball's cleared out here, and it's going to go out for a throw-in on the left-hand side. An attendance announcement here at Stockbridge today. 231 here today. Thank you for the support on what is our final regular season game here at Brackenmore. As Rawson heads it on for McCaskill, but well in from Reed. Goes through Goodwin's leg, Goodwin able to collect it. Challenge goes in on him, but it is going to carry on as Steele still have the ball. Burton are 3-1 up on Sheffield Wednesday now, I've just noticed. Mark Helm there has scored there. So Wednesday having a nightmare down at Burton here. They look like their promotion chances are gone for a Burton. As Baker's just challenging here, then goes back to Turner now to Fabu. Fabu takes it to Turner. I think Turner may think he got that a bit too early, but he's going to now give the pass back to Fabu, who takes a good touch back to Turner. Needs the ball in the box here. It comes looking for Rawson, who's on the edge of the 6-yard area, tries to put the ball in, but it's been blocked off, and then it's back with Hebburn, who will have to clear it away. Only back to Poole, takes a touch sideways. Here to Turner, who gives it to Tinker on the left-hand side. Fade it out to McCaskill. Tinker's on the overlap. It's a good-looking ball for Tinker, who just takes the first touch. He's going to get a shot to the 6-yard area. It's almost in back from Fabu. Strikes it. It's 2-0 Steels. It's all thanks to the overlap from Jack Tinker. The cross is almost turned in by Wayne Phillips. Cleared off the line by Donaghy. And Fabu gets to it, smashes it in. It's 2-0 to the Steels. And Stocksbridge are looking very good right now. Fantastic to see if you get on the score sheet today. Oh, it's some great work, just great build-up play. The Steels just building, great passing, breaking through, and it looks like we are going to see a first half change for Hebburn. They have seen what's happened, and they know, and they're going to make a change to try and see if they can get back into this one. And it looks like it was 12 and it's Jack Donaghy who obviously decided with that little hamstring pull he seemed to have going early that he can't continue. And it's Aaron Thompson, the man who's going to come on to replace him. Goal to tell you about, and it's crucial with the way the promotion battle is going. Dunstan have taken the lead against Tadcaster. Michael Pearson has scored that one. Shilton have also equalised against Sheffield FC. Alex White's going there. And if your favourite's down the right wing and he's going to charge, he's trying to get down the right-hand side. He's been surrounded by a few players. He's going to try and put the ball in, but it's a poor ball and it's going to go out for a goal kick here. So it's 2-0 to the Steels now. Very, very good first half from Stocksbridge. And at the moment, it's all looking good. It would mean that the Steels, just to let you know though, with Dunstan winning, neither the Steels nor Hebburn would get seal their place in the playoffs today. As Pualders heads it on to Town Row, back for Turner, who's going to carry it on. But back, and he goes back now to Baker after he's tackled. Baker sent it long for Rawson to try and chase. Head back away by Devitt, and it's going to go here into the middle for Phillips, who's trying to clip it onto the left-hand side. Still with Hebburn as they get it to Thompson, who looks to be taking position in central midfield at the moment. Spreads it out here to Ollie Martin. McCaskill chasing it. Martin's going to run backwards and get it back into central defence. And he's going to flip it long here. And it's going to go, bounce out and be a throw-in here. So back here to be taken by Tinker, this throw-in. So great. What a first half it has been for the Steels so far. As Tinker throws down the line, headed back away by Martin, just down by Paul. Goodwin goes in, and he's going to get penalised for the high foot there, Goodwin. And it's a free kick for Hebburn, and this is where the Steels really do need to defend, because while we are closing in on the end of the half, it is 42 minutes gone. You don't want to show Hebburn away back into the game. We did it against Shildon, and well, we know how that game ended up. Back for Martin here, who's going to take this free kick. Right-footed, ball going in. Curling ball, has gone through the entire area before. Tinker's able to clear it. Poole takes touch and gives it back in the air, but then Poole gets a big one clearance out. And Goodwin's basically been battered in the box there. Off the ball incident, and it's a yellow card coming out for the man who's been getting penalised. I didn't see the incident because I was just concentrating on the ball being cleared. I think it is Robbie Spence here, the man who's going to be booked. Was it? I think Goodwin, and it looks like that we're going to see Alex O'Connor coming on for another first half substitution. He's undressed, ready to go, and as Goodwin is just down, clutching his face at the moment. Robbie Spence doesn't look happy with the talk he's been getting from Mr. Burton, our referee. But he is going to get the yellow card despite trying to talk himself out of it, to a cheer from some of our kids who are behind that goal. So I'm interested to see what Ian Richards is thinking if we are a first half substitution. Not sure. Haven't seen any players go down hurt here, unless one of the players is struggling a bit more than what we think they are. And it's now going to go back for Townsend to take. So O'Connor's not coming on just yet, it seems. He's still getting some instructions from Ian. So Townsend will take this free kick. He's sending it long. Rawson's going to look to get the header onto it, heads it on, and Rawson giving away a foul somehow. I'm not sure what that was on, but Hebburn will get the ball back in this free kick. This is going to be back here. And there's a bit of coming together between a few of the players, and Sean Reid looking very unhappy with things there. Reid complaining. So is David. And then he's carrying it 5 yards forward. And the referee's not noticed because Wayne Phillips is having an argument with him. Reid takes the ball forward. He's trying to get it into the box. It's headed on into the box, but it's going to go back for Townsend, who's now going to take it into his hands. So he's just taking his time on this one, Townsend, as we get closer and closer to the half-time whistle. He's sending it long here, headed away though by Reid and knocked on before Tinker gets somewhat a touch, only a half touch. He goes in with the second tackle, gets it back from Robbie Spence. It's with Turner now. Turner's looking to get it to Baker on the right-hand side. Baker takes a touch. Back with Turner now. He's going to clip it long downwards. Rawson fighting for it, but head away by Devitt. Back to Faber, who's going to charge into the box. And Faber takes a shot, deflects. That's a Newbrook pulling. Great second save. And then cleared away by Reid, who goes down after Goodwin goes down. Reid is still down on the box. Moore's complaining, but it's going to go out and it's going to be half time here. It's 2-0 to the Steels. The first goal coming from Luke Rawson. Fantastic individual play from him, beating his man before using individual effort to roll his way past 2 defenders before striking it into the bottom corner. There was a goal from Keegan Tower disallowed, but the second goal would eventually come for the Steels. Jack Tinkham had been the benefit of a great 1-2. Fantastic crossing that was almost cleared into his own net by the Hebburn defender, but it only was cleared to Ifya Faber, who slammed it in to make it 2-0. The Steels are leading here, and we will see what happens in the second half. See you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome here to the second half of Stocksbridge Park Steels versus Hebburn Town here in the Northern Premier League East. I'm your commentator Adam Allcroft, and right now the Steels are 2-0 up on Hebburn. And on the way to a fantastic result, Wayne Phillips just standing over the ball ready to get the game going again. There is going to be a substitution for the Steels. Alex O'Connor, who we saw getting ready towards the end of the first half, he's going to come on for Ross Goodwin. Curtis Turner will be the captain in this second half. So that's a lot of fitness and energy in that midfield now. We'll have to ask Ian if there was an issue with Goodwin during the post-match interview, which you can see on our YouTube channel. And if you want to make sure you get our YouTube channel videos and you know about them, not only subscribe to us, but if there is a little bell icon, and if you hit that bell icon, you will get a notification every time one of our videos comes up. Hebburn have kicked out this game off. They're in the sky blue shirts, white shorts, and white socks kicking from right to left, while the Steels here are on the yellow shirts, blue shorts, and blue socks kicking from left to right. Right. Hebburn is on the attack right now. We'll just wait as Thompson's going forward. Ruin's going to take the shots just over the bar. So Hebburn getting started with plenty of energy here. So the teams are as follows. It's Ben Townsend in goal, then it's Bailey Ty Baker, Jack Tinker, Keegan Townrow, Charlie Oglesby, Lewis McCaskill, Curtis Turner, Alex O'Connor, who've explained, just gone on for Ross Goodwin, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Ifya Fabu. Benches Jordan Lemon, Ethan Bojang, Charlie Wood, and Zach Durnley. The Hebburn team is Sean Newbrook in goal, then it's Thomas Devitt, Daniel Groves, Sean Reid, Aaron Thompson, who's come on for Jack Donaghy in the first half due to a hamstring issue that Donny had, Wayne Phillips, Jake Hackett, Robbie Spence, Amar Pual, Oliver Martin, and Liam Murray. The benches are James Harrison, Liam Henson, William McCarmley, and Daniel Moore. The counter-attack for the Steels here. Alex O'Connor on the left-hand side. Curling taking the shot right-footed. Palmed over by Newbrook. Powerful shot, aiming for the top corner. Newbrook had to be quick on the reflexes to stop it. It's a corner kick for the Steels. Great opportunity now for the Steels to really emphasise their lead. Thomas Poole in the corner. It's the same corner where he scored that opening goal against Ponty. Well, he scored. Ross Goodwin got a touch onto it, we think. It's still a debatable one, that one. Poole here will swing this corner, and it's a high one looking for the far post. Fabu heads it in! Fabu gets his second! It's a fantastic corner. And then Fabu just hanging on the far post, rises higher than his defender. He's made it free, and the Steels are on for one of the most emphatic wins of the season. What a fantastic start to the second half this is for the Steels. And if you're one of these that come back late from half time, well, you've just missed the Steels go 3-0 up here. Fantastic. 3-0 to the Steels now. Ifya Fabu, not known for his headers, but he got one here now, and Stocksbridge are on their way to a victory here against Hebburn. Rolling long. Purewell chests it down into the field. Not long, it's going to go to Martin, but Oglesby heads it away at a crucial moment. Poole takes a touch, and Poole's going to send it long, looking for Fabu, and he just gets Fabu attempts to arrest his man. Fabu just gets a poor touch there, and he's going to beat this man despite that. He's getting through all the men. He's filled the confidence before Devitt managed to get a foot on with him. What has possessed Ifya Fabu right now? Oh, the ball runs through looking for Purewell, but Oglesby comes to rob it, and Purewell's going to clear that one away. Into midfield now. Hebburn looking to press him. Now look as Thompson gets it to the right-hand side, but McCaskill's going and robbed it really well. Touch it back to Tinker, boots that one right out. Throwing here to Hebburn on the right-hand side. Right, so Tinker here will have a throw in on this left-hand side. Just taking some time here. As Tinker throws it down line, immediately headed away and going to bounce in the midfield. Because actually pulls an incredible job to stop that going to Martin, and now Baker's going to try and use the space behind him. Baker trying to lay through to a Fabu, just comes off the back of the heel and clear out of Devitt. So throwing for Stocksbridge. Looking like Steel's rampant at the moment. Well, Stocksbridge just come out and found out we've gone 3-0 up there. They just as a Faber just battling on the right side, he's trying to break through a couple of people, eventually tackled. But God, the Faber with all this confidence is something else to see. As Baker passes it back to a Faber. Faber's putting the ball in. It's David who gets a foot onto it. It's gone behind McCaskill at clearance. McCaskill's just going to allow it to go out, and it's another corner to Stocksbridge. Stocksbridge. And now it's another corner. Stockbridge have got this set piece ability right back just a few weeks before the playoffs. So what a great time to have it back as a great tool in the arsenal. We saw it a lot at the start of the season, particularly in the FA Cup run to the third qualifying round, where the Steels would just nick goals from these set pieces all the time. And now it seems like in the last couple of weeks, it's just come back, and now we've got another corner here, and Stockbridge will be looking to try and make this 4. Really try and emphasise this lead. Poole here. Puts the ball in, looking for the near post here. Rawson gets a touch. It's headed over the bar by Hebburn. It's another corner. Rawson just doesn't get enough of connection on the header. So it's Sean Reid, the one who headed it over, but Sean Reid's the one who's complaining to the referee about it as well. Will be a second corner in a row for the Steels. As the referee's not happy about something. It's Wayne Phillips who's dragging out, and Sean Reid to have a talk to at the moment. Don't think he's happy with some of the words that have been aimed his way. He's having a little chat with him. He's going to be sent. They are being sent off with a bit of a flea in their ear, both Reid and Phillips. And Poole's going to send another corner in. Look for the 6-yard area. Poole gets a touch, and it's just headed away. Hey, Faber's clicked on the right-hand side, trying to jink and beat him himself, and he is going to beat the man himself. Get trying a few step overs, slams across, going over, and it's blocked out and out for another corner. Tell you something, Faber has got something in him now after getting his second goal of the game. Goal tied by in the relegation battle. Nathan Townsend is single-handedly dragging Grantham out of that, because he's put Grantham 1-0 against Bridlington now. Bridlington properly in relegation trouble there. They have something now to play for next week when we take them. Just some words here between Keegan Townrow and the referee before the corner being allowed, and here it comes now. Poole will get the chance to send an outswinger from the other side. Here it comes. Newman can't get the punch. Thinks he's got his hat trick, but Keegan Townrow, I think, has pulled on the shirt of the goalkeeper there. Disallowed it. Faber were just about to wheel off, almost getting the match ball there. Would have been the first hat trick for a Steels player since Luke Mangum against Lincoln United last season. Actually, it might be against Hebburn actually last season as well. And there's a substitution here for Hebburn. It's Liam Henderson who's coming on for Phillips. It's an attacking substitution here. Just remind you, this game could be happening again a week on Tuesday. And as results stand, and if it would all stay the same next week, it would be happening here at Brackenmore. Ball going long, looking for Rawson, who tries to head on back here, though, for Reid to clear as it goes back to Baker, who only clears it back to Thompson. Takes a few touches before O'Connor is able to knock it away. McCaskill's fighting for it, but it's only been knocked away back to Turner. Turner slices his ball forward. McCaskill's going to try and chase to keep this in, but Groves is able to knock it forward. Blocked off by Turner. Bouncing in midfield to O'Connor now. Lays it off for Poole. Rolls out it really well. Rolls out to a great challenge from Thompson and gets it back to O'Connor. O'Connor now will carry the ball. Turns well. Crosses the halfway line on the right-hand side. Got options of Baker and a Faber. Passes it to a Faber who is tackled, and then that allows Hebburn to get the ball away. They're going to send it long now for Martin to chase. So not going to be actually for Henderson. He passes it back to Townsend. Townsend takes a touch towards his own goal. He slides the clearance over. It only goes to Turner. Turner going to get tackled to do it as he gets it away for Poole, but the game will carry on. Poole here going to take a touch, and he's looking for the run of McCaskill. And McCaskill is just, I think, may have been offside there. He didn't commit to it anyway. Back now here for Newbrook to take. Doncaster leading 2-1 against Harrogate, but Harrogate got the most recent goal. Armstrong scoring that one. As it's headed on here towards Martin, who tried a little jig to get through. He might be able to break through. The bounce is favourable to him. He's gone down. No penalty given, despite some mild appeals. Hebburn still got the pressure on here as it goes backwards towards Spence. towards Thompson now. Poole tries to get a foot in, but Thompson, they try to get it back, but Rawson gets the touch onto McCaskill, going to try and get the counter on here. McCaskill down the left-hand side. Looks like he might have the beating of his man, but he's well recovered by Groves here. But he's only going to clear it back to O'Connor, who gets it back to McCaskill, knocks it off Groves. It's gone out of play now for a throw, and it is going to be Hebburns. So we are 53 minutes gone in this game, and it is to the Steels, and it is back for Paul. Paul's going to go for the shot, but it's very high and very wide. This team right now just feels full of confidence that they're trying efforts like that at the moment. And that's the only way I kind of can say that was a good effort, though. So it's now back with Newbrook. Newbrook going to send it long here. Touched on to the right wing from Murray, who gets it beyond Tinker. Tinker's fouled in that build, and then he gets the free kick there. Tinker is trying to go back, but he's blocked off a bit like an NFL move in terms of the sort of how the block worked out, and it's going to be a free kick to the Steels. So, just to let you know about the Northern Premier League table, obviously with Dunstan leading at the moment, our place in the playoffs would not be sealed, so we would have a 6-goal advantage over Dunstan and 6 points ahead of them, which... The reason I'm not saying it's sealed is because I remember Bristol Rovers a couple of seasons ago that won 7-0 to swap a place in the automatic promotion places, as Rawson just collected this in the corner flag area, trying to roll it around and get past a few men, but he eventually loses it, but it is to another Steels player. He goes back to Turner, turns around, going to look for the... I thought it was a cross, more like a shot. Doesn't matter anyway, because it's nowhere near the goal. So yes, so Stocksbridge are rising to third in the table with this, with their 18-plus goal difference. Long Eaton winning as well today, 1-0 against Pontefract. Dunstan winning. Only Hebburn really losing here today, and they don't have favourable goal difference, as Ozil clears out to O'Connor. Back to Poole. Poole's going to take the touch. Poole's going to look. McCaskill, has he broke the offside trap? No, he hasn't. He does take the touch and get it beyond Newbrook, but that one was going to be disallowed before he even took a touch. Was just wondering, he was on the very close to the line, and the linesman has adjudged it as such. So, just in the relegation battle, Grantham are going to stay out of the bottom four at the moment, leading 1-0. Lincoln's still in that playoff. Pual touches it well, actually, on the edge of the area, but O'Connor... Well, I thought O'Connor was going to carry out, but it is a free kick on the edge of the area for Hebburn. And now it's a big opportunity for the away side, who will still have some hope in this one, I think. Especially if they can get a goal now. Here's the 55th minute. Still a long way to go in this one. They were getting their last shot on target, but Turner's blocking the wall stopped it from going in. Deflect out for a corner kick. Oliver Martin is not going to have any arguments this time. It's going to be him taking it. The leading scorer for the away side. Been a top player for them this season. And last season. So, Oliver Martin, here he comes. Takes a shot, and it's just over the bar. Oh, not too far off from Oliver Martin there, but in the end, Townsend didn't have to do anything. And I'm just now hearing some of our young fans over at the opposite end of the pitch are taunting Oliver Martin for that one. How high does he want the net is what I hear from our young lads over there. I do love seeing some of these young lads creating an atmosphere like that. So it's just back here for Townsend to take, who's sending it long. You're looking for Rawson here, who chests it down, but it's going to go back to Hebburn, who sent one for Henderson to do it. Oglesby's going to head it back, and Townsend will collect it. Good defending from the Steels. At the moment, we have news. Tadcaster Albion have equalised against Dunstan. This means, as results stand, Stocksbridge would seal their place in the playoffs, and so would Hebburn. That goal from Tadcaster coming from Rafael Ferreira. As Ofebu here, evades a few little tricks there, gets a woo from the crowd. O'Connor's got some space on the left-hand side. He lays it off McCaskill here. One touch, tries to get it back in the box, but it's going to go back to Newbrook now. So, ball going long here. Tinker will head it away. Hey, goes to McCaskill. McCaskill's got the beat in his man. He's going to lay it through to Rawson, but it's a bit too ahead of him. It's going to go back to Newbrook now. Well, Newbrook sends it long. Tinker can only head it backwards. Henderson's trying to get into it, but Oaksley takes a touch, and Oaksley, I thought he had kept in. Referee has said otherwise. Back on the right side, blocked off by O'Connor, that ball in, and then Tinker managed to clear it to O'Connor, and then it goes to McCaskill, who's sending forward, and McCaskill's up to see if he can do it. He's now going to lay it off for a favour. It's a bit behind him for chase. Baker's coming up for support, and it's going to be knocked by Hebburn to Baker. Baker takes the pass here to Poole, who's going to lay it off for O'Connor. Hebburn have got their men back, and they're looking for Turner for the run, but it's going to be blocked off, that ball. Okay. Ball. Back here, cleared away by Hebburn, and Hebburn actually got the ball as well now. Throw in here into midfield. Good ball here, but Baker comes in, steps in well, gets it to Turner. Turner looking to try and get some space for the clearance. He gets the clearance now to Afebu, chests it down, and then controls well, looking to turn, and then he's going to get clattered into by Thompson, and it's out for a throw, no free kick given. So it's Baker who's just waiting for the ball. Townsend taking his time with it. I think one of the management team from Hebburn has urged it to be a bit quicker. We are currently in the 59th minute of this game, 3-0 to the Steels at the moment. As it's just a bit, Stocksbridge slowing the pace of the game down a bit now. So at the moment, it does look more like Stocksbridge will score than Hebburn. Baker threading down, looking for Rawson. Headed back out, though, by Devitt. So, back for Baker to take now. And it looks like we are going to see a substitution. Ethan Bojang. And it's just we're probably going to be more annoyed coming off the deal like a doctor. Bojang is coming off for it, and he's there. A massive round of applause from the home fans here. Fantastic ovation here for Ifebu. You know, I think it's fair to say he has been out of form for a few weeks. I think not many people complained when he was dropped on Monday, but today, fantastic performance from Ifebu, scoring 2 goals, and he will. The only thing I think he'll be annoyed about is not that he's not in for the full 90 years. Turner gets in on the challenge, and it goes to Bojang for his first touch as he knocked it forward to Rawson, controls it well, lays it off for O'Connor, gets the touch to McCaskill. McCaskill's facing up with Groves now. Going to look for Bojang on the overlap. Bojang's going to put the pass across. It's been blocked there by Reed and cleared away, but only back to O'Connor. O'Connor's going to take the touch. He's going to take the shot. O'Connor's floating just wide, almost in the top corner from Alex O'Connor. Sometimes I think putting the goal of the season vote up might have been too early because a few of them are going for it now. Because if that had it at the top corner, that would have been thing. So the ball's just gone all the way to the opposite end. Townsend is going to clear that one up. Headed back away by Reed. Only for Tinker to head away. McCaskill's trying to get beyond the man, but I think he had his shirt pulled a bit. Nothing given. And Hebburn are going to get it. It's a good touch from Henderson here. Laying it through, looking for Murray, but Oglesby's here to cover and he clears it away. Gets it to O'Connor, but he's tackled it out for a throw-in. Back here for Tinker to take the throw-in. Tinker going to throw it down. Harrogate Town have equalised against Doncaster Rovers. Tom Eastman making it 2-2 there. As McCaskill looking to turn the man, not giving any free kick. As Poole gets it, he was offside here. So it's going to be a free kick to Hebburn now. And more going back there. So Steele winning 3-0 here. Fantastic performance. 2 from Ifebu, 1 from Luke Rawson. The free kick has been taken just quickly. Hackett's going to now send it long here. going to be headed away by Townrow, though. Only to be headed right back in, looking for Baker. Baker clears it away. Rawson's going to make chase for it, try and keep it in. He can't do so, and Hebburn will collect the throw in on that left-hand side. So, ball goes in, blocked off back clearance by Bojang for Hebburn, but it's going to go back to Thompson there, who spread it onto the right-hand side for Gross, who's trying to press forward, and he's going to be tackled, and Tinker is here, and Tinker's going to charge forward here. He sees some space, he cuts into the midfield though, and passes it to McCaskill, pass it back to Turner, who was covering for Tinker, gets it to O'Connor on that left-hand side, and O'Connor just trying to choose his option. He said he's going to take the easy one and give it back here to McCaskill, and now for Baker on the right-hand side. Baker cuts inside. Great touch from Baker. Baker's going to look to cross in. Looking for McCaskill. Can't get on the end of it. O'Connor's going to try and chase that down to keep it in. He does just about, O'Connor. O'Connor with his right foot. Pass it to Turner. Turner here lays it off for McCaskill, but he just can't get the touch on. And McCaskill commits a foul there as Hebburn tried to break out. It's going to be a free kick for the away side. And one of the Hebburn players not happy with Bojang here, as Bojang was holding onto the ball. Going to go back into defence here. Back for Newbrook now to take this free kick. So for Newbrook now, as it looks like we're getting another substitution. It looks like William McCamley is coming on. Didn't see the man who came off though, is a big thing. I hope Martin did. It's Murray coming off. So William McCamley is coming off, and Murray, that is the last throw of the dice from Hebburn to see if they can get anything out of this game. Intended now, but it is going back now for Newbrook to take. Looking here, Newbrook, and he's going to send it long here. Look for Ozu. Big, powerful header away, but it can be headed right back in there. Bowden gets a touch away from it, but it's only going to go to Martin, who calls, gives it to Thompson. Going to put a right-footed ball into the box. Purwell's just later on. Pure takes a finish. Great save! Townsend played back into Henderson, who's trying to control, but he can't control it. Oglesby gets the tackle in, and it's cleared away. McCaskill's got a good touch onto it, and he's going to try and get the counter. Long ball forward, I think too far ahead of Rawson there, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. Henderson there with great opportunities for Hebburn to get one back, but it's going to be well tackled. He can't get, and well cleared by Stocksbridge. Our reserves team are 1-0 down at Wombwell Town. As the ball goes long, looking for Martin to touch it on, and it's McCamley trying to race onto it, but Baker gets a good touch on. Baker's going to race on to try and clear it away. He's covering it, and he just has to knock out for a throw-in under pressure from the substitution. McCamley here, fantastic story, McCamley, actually. It's his first appearance for 8 months here due to injury. Here he is on the ball here, putting the ball, puts a poor ball in, though, but Townrow's clearance isn't really that great either. Going to be headed back into the box. So a few hands going up there in the box between Townrow and Henderson. Claims, I don't know where the claims are coming from. It was a free kick and a penalty, probably. So I think fair not to give anything at all. Back for Townsend now. Townsend sending it long here, but going to be headed back away here. Purewell knocks it on for Townrow. Heads it back, only back to Purewell, but he can't get it under control. It's back with Tinker now. Tinker takes touch, going to send it long. McCaskill's trying to peel off for the ball. Is he onside? Referee says so. McCaskill trying to be remembered, it's well tackled by Hebburn, and they're able to clear it away. Chested down by McCamley here. He can't keep it in though, and it's going to be a throw-in to the Steels. So back here for Devitt, who will for Baker, for the throw-in, who goes it down to Bojang. Controls well, tries to spin away, but that loses him ball, and Hebburn are able to clear it up. Tyrone comes in there, gives it back to Poole though. Baker takes the touch, lays a short pass off to Bojang. Backs back to Turner in a good position. Turner advancing on goal, has to go diagonal, tackled, but gives it to O'Connor, who's trying to get down to the byline, puts a low ball in. Ross trying to peel off the near post. He gets the ball, but he's been forced sideways. Back here for McCaskill, who's trying to weave his way through, takes a shot, blocked it. The clearance goes through, and he's going to bounce it. McCaskill's claiming it. It's a bit fortuitous, to say the least. But But it doesn't really matter because McCaskill is going to claim it and we're going to give it to him. It's 4-0 Steels with a bit of a lucky goal in all fairness, but it doesn't matter how they go in. It just matters that they do. But what a day it is for the Steels. It's one of the best performances of the season. And you can't complain about a single thing today. A very, very happy fan base here. And it's going to be a long trip back to the northeast for Hebburn at the moment. 68 minutes gone in this game. And it is 4-0 to the Steels. Ball going long. Rawson's going to try and chase this one as well. As he goes back into the Hebburn defence, they're going to pass it back to Newbrook now. Takes a touch. Rawson's just going to have a controlled rush as he gives it, but he does get it to Thompson. And it's a bit of a poor pass there across the line from Hebburn. Poole almost nipped onto that. Bojang's going in on the press now, and he closes down the cross. He stays in, notes for McCamley. McCamley being forced backwards, and it's a poor pass, and Turner intercepts. He's going to get clipped there, and it's going to be a free kick. As it's just Baker's just looks like he's down for a bit, so we might just see Steele's substitution here. If I think at this point you don't take any second guesses here. Yep, Jordan Lemon's coming on, going to be coming on, and he will be looking to close this game out in the last 20 minutes. Here it comes, Jordan Lemon, a veteran presence in the team. You're going to come on for Baker. Baker's had a great game, obviously, from right back, really spotting if you're favourable. Part of the reason he's been able to cause so many problems. And now Lemon's coming back in. While he will offer plenty up going up front, I think he's here to try and close this game out as well. Ball going long, looking for Rawson in the box. Rawson tries to head it on. It's going to go backwards. Ball goes in, head back here for O'Connor to collect. O'Connor going to pass it back here to Turner. Going to be tackled though by Henderson, and Martin tries to get the counter. Is going to go out play though for a Steele's free. Just to let you know something else at night I've just noticed. Grant Black, the manager of Ossett, has just come on as a substitute for them. That's against Worksop. It's 0-0 there in fairness at the moment. So let's not have any judgment until afterwards. A goal we can tell you about is that Brighouse are 2-0 on Concert. That would secure their safety. Dunster is still 1-1 at the moment. Through here to McCaskill. He's getting harassed all the way, and he is tackled, and it's sent down for Oglesby, who's going to go collect it. He's going to take the touch back to Townsend, who's going to slice his clearance. It's going to be a throw-in over on that right-hand side here. I think the main aim now for Stocksbridge is keep the clean sheets and make this scoreline look really good and make our goal difference look really good. Because, just as I say that, Dunstan have retaken the lead. Carl Finnegan has scored 2-1 there. Our playoff place is not secured yet. Ball bouncing in for Rawson. Touches it on well for Poole. Poole's going to look. He's going to look for McCaskill here. But the ball is a good-looking ball. Devitt's trying to get to it. McCaskill's fighting for it. He bounces in front of both of them. McCaskill's going to go down, and he earns the free kick. So it's a chance for the Steels to put a ball in, and they have looked good from set pieces today. So it's an excellent opportunity. Poole's still on the pitch. And they will look. I suspect we might see Zach Durnley come on. What we want from Zach Durnley is just to see some more confidence out of him, some more game time. So I suspect we might. We had 3. Oh, we have had 3, haven't we? Oh yeah, that's me doing bad. I thought we might see a bit more Durnley actually, but here. But Paul's going to put the ball in, and it's going to be knocked away by Townrow. Only to O'Connor in the edge of the box. He's going to try and flick it back in, but no one's really there, and Newbrook's going to go claim that fairly simply. Lawson was there actually. They're trying to challenge. In the playoffs, just to let you know, in the Northern Counties League, Rossington Main are 1-0 upon Wakefield in a local derby. Technically, I haven't seen if Rosanna's the one who scored it. I would bet on any money it's Rosanna who scored for Rossington Main, but I haven't seen. Back now for Townsend State, a long ball going out to play for a goal kick. Here. 72 minutes gone in this game. 4-0 to the Steels. Ball going long. In such as it's just bouncing up. Pual lays it off for Martin. Martin is going to. We can't evade the challenge from O'Connor, but it goes back to his own man, and they're looking for the run of McCamley. He found him well. Lemon missed his header. McCamley here, beating Lemon into the box, laid it off well. Well, goes the 1-2 back to McCamley, puts the cross in, blocked by Lemon, appeals for handball. It isn't handball. Townsend can't clear it before it goes out for a corner, and it is a set piece for Hebburn here. A chance for them to get a goal back here. Just to say, I think our chances of the playoffs aren't happening today because Dunstan are 3-1 up now on Tadcaster. Carl Finnegan has scored his second. Long Eaton have also gone 2-0 up. Callum Minkley has scored that one. So it is actually not Rosanna who scored for Rossington. It's Greg Young, the captain of Rossington. So, and you're surprised at Spurs losing? Still? Here comes Heburn's corner. So good looking corner to the far post. Almost touched in. It's out for a goal kick before it was knocked back across the 6-yard area. And it's going to go back for Townsend to take. So the playoffs, the ceiling of the playoffs, I don't think is going to happen today, unfortunately. Because Dunstan are 3-1 up now. It would take Tadcaster a miracle. Already relegated Tadcaster. So it's a shame, but it doesn't take any shine off what is a fantastic result. As Townsend is going to send it long. Poole here tries to knock it on, but Bojang fights the second ball, but then it goes back for it to clear it away. And it's knocked off a Stocksbridge running gone out for a throw. Quickly taken by Thompson. Back for Martin. Passing it back here to Devitt. Across the line here for Reed. Reed sending it long here. Looking for Henderson, but headed away by Tamro. Lemon is going to get onto that and he's going to clear that away. Rawson is going to fight for that up front and he heads it on but behind McCaskill. That allows Spence to get onto it. Spence will be thinking if his volley when they were just 1-0 down had just crossed the line when it crashed off the bar to Townsend save, would this be in a different game? As now Connor will have it and touch it on for Turner. Turner heads it on beyond his man. He lays it off and it's just behind Rawson. Great play from Turner. Just Rawson just not really going to get on to the end of that. And the ball's just sent for McCamley to chase. McCamley takes a good touch, puts the ball in, blocked by Lemon. Bojang takes the touch, back with Lemon, and Lemon is going to, well, he was going to clear it out, but Bojang gets a bash off the ball there, and he's going to get the free kick. Whoever's playing number 4 for the Stockbridge reserves today has been sent off. So Richard Homeshaw's side down at Wunwell, not having a particularly great game today. Back now with Townsend, this free kick. It's going to be 75 minutes gone. It's 4-0. Send long, looking for McCaskill, but it's headed away by Reed. On back to O'Connor, who's headed back on, but Reed's going to take that on his chest before rolling it out here for McCamley. Back into midfield for Thompson, who's going to send it long, looking to try and get Pual on the end of it. Pual does get the head on. Townsend takes a shot, and that will be a penalty kick. That's a very, very light one, that one. I think if this game was more on, there'd be a bit more anger about it because players do that all the time and it's fair. And Pual's clutching at his arm. Hebburn do have a chance to get one back here. It's I'm not particularly happy with the penalty, but the Hebburn do have one back. But it is going to go back now for Martin, who is very good from the spot, to take the penalty. Townsend has saved a couple of penalties this season already. Notably against North Shields. Here comes Martin. Sets up, takes the penalty. In the back of the net, Hebburn have one back. Well, not. It hit against win a play, but a bit of a daft penalty to give away. It is disappointing for the clean sheet not to be happening today. Here in the 77th minute, Hebburn have one back. Does kind of bugger our goal difference up a bit as well as we try to keep we have a big advantage over Dunstan as possible. Back here for Newbrook, who's going to send it long. Going to be headed back there, only into the path of Bojan. Bojan takes it forward to Poole. Poole is forced backwards. Back for Turner, who's going to try to get it to O'Connor, but it's just going to go out for a throw in on the other side. I think the Steels might just want to get the foot on the ball a bit, kill it off a bit more, just to stop any dreams of something truly epic for Hebburn happening. Martin tries to lay the ball back for Poole. Poole takes a good touch. He's going to lay it off forwards to Rawson. One touch pass back to O'Connor. Gives it back to Turner. Turner going to carry it forward here. Just carrying forward. He's looking for the run of O'Connor, but it's been well read and by Groves there, who's been challenged by O'Connor all the way. He has to block it off O'Connor before going out for the goal kick. A goal to tell you about. Worksop's unbeaten run may be about to end. They are losing 1-0 to Ossett United. Turns out bringing Grant Black on is a genius move. Josh Lindley, the man who scored there. Ball going long here into midfield. Amir Pual, and it's touched onto the wing, and it's going to be chased on by McCamley here. Steels need to be on top-notch defence. Played across here, but clicked by Bojang, and passed back to Lemon. Covers it well, and he is going to just boot this one right out of play. Smashes up out the roof of that thing. Back now for Hackett, who's going to take the throwing quickly into midfield. Back to Hackett, who lays it off here for Thompson. Takes a touch. Right-footed, looking for Pual on the right wing. Heads it back into the goal here, and it takes a touch and shot towards goal there by Henderson, but there is a deflection, and Townsend's going to click it on the line. Pual's going to come over to keep him honest, but then Townsend will pick it up. Some bit of fair time wasting from Townsend there, as he's going to take a touch and now send it long. They're sending it long, but headed away by Reed. O'Connor going to head it forward, but it's in front of McCaskill. McCaskill takes a good touch, going to left, looking for O'Connor. Good touch, but O'Connor's going on the end of it. O'Connor just needs a quality ball in. He's going to take the shot, deflected, and let's go back to Newbrook. Perhaps O'Connor should have just taken the option of the pass with Rawson and Poole there, but instead he wanted his own goal. Oglesby gets a touch backwards. It's here. Is it to Turner now? Turner's just going to turn well under pressure. He carries it ahead of him towards the byline, gets it forward into McCaskill, who's going to try and take on his man here. Gets past one, but then the centre-back, Reed, gets in on him, and he carries it away. O'Connor closes it down, though, and he gets the ball, thanks to that closing down. With Turner now, who's clipped over the top, looking for McCaskill, who's taking it well. Looking to beat his man, but well in from Groves, and Groves is going to look to control that. McCaskill's going to tackle. Both teams appealing for the ball, but it's going to be a corner kick to the Steels here, or it is 4-1 at the moment. So another couple of opportunity for Steels to go back to make it 5-1. Steels have won 5-1 against Hebburn before. That was the very first meet between the sides up at their place. Ross Goodwin scored twice. Luke Mangum scored twice. Josh Nodder got one. Ross Goodwin scored an absolute stunner that day. An absolute pile driver and effort. As Poole prepares to take this corner. Corner going in. It's high toward the far post. No one's on the far post, so Nasca's going to bounce out quite harmlessly to be a goal kick. And just like you know, in the other Northern Counties playoff, Horbury are leading 1-0 against Harrogate Railway. And Harrogate have missed a penalty. Back now here for Newbrook to take this goal kick. Pontefract have got one back against Long Eaton by someone called Unknown. Whoever that is. Newbrook sent it long here. Bounced all through it. Turner is going to collect it. He's going to send that one along for Rawson to try and chase on the left wing position, but it's been well covered by Hebburn, and they've earned a foul from pushing the back from Rawson. 81 minutes gone here. 4-1 to the Steels. As Sheffield FC have restored their lead against Shildon here. As, McCaskill almost got into the poor back pass there. Going to be thrown for the Steels anyway, but could have been in for McCaskill. Yes, Sheffield are 2-1 up on Shildon. Luke Aldrich has scored that goal. Shildon would go into the automatic relegation, stay in the automatic relegation zone as they'll stand going into the final day. Carlton have a game in hand and just above them. So Tink has it throwing down the field, and it's going to get it to O'Connor. I say that. David just got in there, knocked it away for another throw-in. So he's just going to go back here for Tinker to come over and take it. Being cheered on by some of the young lads behind the goal there. Throwing down here to O'Connor, back to Tinker, who takes a touch. Going to right-footed send the crossing, pulls peeling off the far end, but Newbrook claims it. Well claimed by Newbrook. Sending it long here. Headed on by Purewell, and then Tamro's covering. Touches it away for Henderson to get onto it. It is a throw-in to Hebburn on as they look to attack. So Luke Cox's own goal that's put given Pontefract a chance at getting back into the game against Long Eaton. Steele's over to defend that throw-in, and Tinker's carrying it away, and Tinker's just going to send it long, but he didn't really listen to Wilson there, who was asking for it to his feet. Back in defence now with Hackett, sending it long left-footed. McCaskill gets up for the header. It's only go back for Pure on a good position, knocks over the top of the defender to Martin. Martin takes a touch, rolls over, but well tackled by Town-Road, who's got it away here to McCaskill, who's going to look to get it on the counter, but he takes it slow. It's a poor pass there. Allowed Thompson going onto it, but Bojang stopped Thompson getting forward, and Thompson lays it back off to McCaskill. Now back here for O'Connor. Back with McCaskill, gets it forward to Turner. Some good passing here. It goes to O'Connor again on the left-hand side. O'Connor gives it to Bojang, and then back to Bojang as I hear Daniel Moore just going, can someone just smash them? Is what I heard from the management team of Hebburn. Goes through to, goes long from Hebburn there, but Oglesby is able to head it out, throwing to the away side. So, laid into the midfield here. Laid through to Martin, who's trying to run at the defence here, being covered by Bojang well in from Poole there. And then Lemon's going to carry it away, and Lemon will run with the ball now. Now he's looking low for the runner, Wilson. He's got the beaten of a flag, but can he get beat to the man? He's taken down there by Devitt. Nothing given. Referee thinks it's not a foul. He's gesturing as such. And now Hebburn counter. Oglesby, though, heads it away. Turner will get it, and now it's back with McCaskill. Now laid off to Turner, who takes the touch. Turner going to carry it forward. Tackle goes in. Bojang going to take it with his knee, but he's robbed of the ball there. And now it's going to be with Hebburn. Now, Martin controlling the ball, going to carry it forward. Lays it off for Thompson. What touch pass to Spence. Being harassed every player for Hebburn, but they are getting their passes off. Hackett now on the left-hand side. All right, ball going in. Oglesby heads it out. And then McCaskill goes in and clears it to Rawson, who heads it on. No one's behind to collect it, but Reed is going to go back and collect it. And then he's going to take the touch and turn. Lays it off now here for Hackett. Now for Thompson. Thompson's going to just carry it forward. No one really pressing him, though. Laying off for a run on the right-hand side for Groves, who's coming through. He's been challenged, though, now by McCaskill. Tries to get the ball. It comes off McCaskill's foot and is out for a throw-in. Ball going in now. Going to be going for it. Laid off. Purewell gets the header. Going to be laid off still in the 6-yard area. Townsend comes out and claims it off the chest of Liam Henderson. Fantastic keeper from Townsend. And there is going to be a stoppage because Rawson is still down here. And after the great games he's had, it would be a real shame to see if he can't continue. It would be the Steelers down for 10 men. Sam Ewins is going to head on now. Linesman's just had to come over to calm Ian Richards down at the moment, who's unhappy with that foul not being given on Rawson early when Wilson could have broke through. So, well, it's just like the linesman also having a chat with Andy Ring about that decision as Rawson continues to have treatment. So, yes, so as a result stand, it wouldn't be close today, but it is so close that you can touch it at the moment. Would be all eyes on Dunstan's match against Grimsby on Tuesday night. And then just see if that doesn't happen, see what happens over on the game on Saturday against Bridlington. Notice Sam Ewan's assistants have also gone out to assist with him there. I haven't actually ever got their names. I should really get their names so I can shout them out because I know Sam does appreciate their help a lot. As Luke's going to head off to the opposite side of the pitch with Sam at the moment. just as I said, Ossett's very incredibly unlikely win against Worksop is going to keep them safe. It means Consett, Bridlington, Grantham are the teams at threat of being in the relegation playoffs. And obviously it depends if any teams get relegated because of ground gradings, of course. Townsend will have the ball back here now. It's the 87th minute here. We are very close towards the end of this match. Steele's winning 4-1 and looking like a massive win for them today. Ball going long for Rawson, but headed away by Reid, but only to turn who's going to head it into the path of O'Connor, who holds it down well with his right foot. On the left wing now, touch it forward to McCaskill, who let it go behind him, but that means Grace can just smash out a play for a throw into Stocksbridge. Are Stocksbridge coming back into form at the right time? Do we dare to dream? Throwing down the line towards Rawson. So, qualified. There's 4 minutes at a time in this game. Ball goes into the box, but it's going to be cleared away and headed on by Pual. But it's going to, but there was a touch there from Oaksby. It's going to be a throw in here for Hebburn. The unbeaten run for Worktop will continue. Liam Hughes has scored. I'm going to bet you I know the description before it comes in. Jay Rollins gets down the wing, puts the cross in for the far post. Hughes heads in. That will be the description, I bet, as Bojan collects it in midfield. Back to Turner, sends it for Poole to chase, but Poole, I don't think, was even in the route to chase, and he's going to go back to Newbrook now. Ossett would now be back in threat of relegation. Puel gets a good touch on, so he's down on the left wing facing with Lemon. And the penalty, Pual is going to send a right foot across looking for the far post. Gets over Tinker, but it's just going to be back at Townsend, who's going to go down to the ground. So, Stocksbridge closing out this one. If we are in stoppage time, because I'm used to using the football web pages clock here, and they say we're in the 89th minute. But if we're not, we're in the first minute at a time. Ball going long here for Orson. Takes a touch back to Poole. Poole just feints it and lets it go back to Lemon. He's going to send it for O'Connor to chase. And O'Connor might just be able to keep it in. It's definitely takes the chest and clears it away. Bojan's going to fight for it, heads it sideways, but that allows Reid to clear that one out. Gives it to Martin, who heads it on, but only back to Lemon, who just boots that one away. Bojang heads it on, but Reid will head it back. Turner tries to chase onto it. Henderson, though, will touch it on back for Town Road, and it is just volley central. Dunstan have made it 4-1 against Tadcaster. It's meaning our goal difference will. There is no changes in our goal difference advantage, unfortunately. It's a 4-goal swing it would take for Dunstan to overhaul us, as well as 2 wins and us 2 losses, which in fairness would say be a standard 1. 4 goals. So that's ball goes to Rawson, takes it to, but it just goes behind O'Connor. Back with Bojang though, because O'Connor did collect it. Rawson here, back to get it on the left wing. Tinker later at the pass for Bojang, too heavy. Goes out for the goal kick. Back now here for Newbrook, who lays it off for Reid. Taking some touches, Reid. Sado Jallo, by the way, scored that goal for Dunstan. Sheffield Wednesday have got one back against Burton in the final 10 minutes. Michael Smith scoring from the spot. As it's just with McCamley here, but he gets tackled by O'Connor. It's with Poole, who little trickery gets it back to O'Connor. Tried to get it to Rawson then, but and it went to Devitt there, but Devitt's clearance went off Rawson. It's going to be a throw in here for Hebburn in their own half. We're going down to Pupual, who takes a touch back and he slips, but he keeps it in before he goes back to Reid, sending it long, going to go out for a throw in now. So, okay. Back with Lemon now. Who's in a big long throw from Lemon looking for Rawson, who heads it on. McCaskill's going to try and chase onto it. Reid heads it away. McCaskill did get a foot onto it, and it went off the number 7 before he got it back to Newbrook, and he managed to get away hastily here. Now back in the midfield for Spence, who spread it out here to Groves at right wing back at the moment. He has to take some time to get control of it, but he is able to lay the pass off to Spence now. Looking to get it cross field, but Poole cuts that out. Poole takes a touch. Poole tries to get back to Town Road, but it's a poor pass, and it's going to go out. Just a confirmed result, Stockbridge Reserves have lost 1-0 against Wunwell Town. Disappointing result for them today, who for a Steel start Steelers reserve side that had been in good form. But Townsend's just going to allow that to go out for a throw-in here to them right next to the corner flag. So some full-time results coming in. Grantham have won 1-0 against Bridlington Town. Sheffield have won 2-1 against Shildon. Tinker is going to put down, and that will be the full-time whistle here. So the Steels have won 4-1 here. And the opening goal came early on Luke Rawson with a fantastic individual effort, beating his mind and rolling around a few players before finishing at the near post. Iffy Fabu then got the second. He lashed in after Hebburn were cleared off the line. It would then be 3-0 in the start of the second half. The corner being headed to the far post by Fabu. The Steels would then well and truly seal the win with a bit of a fortuitous effort from Lewis McCaskill making it 4. Hebburn did get a consolation from the Spartan, Oliver Martin scoring that one, but in the end, the Steels have won this one 4-1, and they go into their last day against Bridlington Town in complete control of their playoff position, if not having sealed it just yet, thanks to Dunstan winning. I have been Adam Allcroft, your commentator for this game today. Thank you very much for everyone who has been listening, and I will look forward to seeing you next Saturday by the seaside at Bridlington, where hopefully our playoff place will be either already secure or secured. We will see you then.